who can relate to carrying around a story, carrying around a belief. This happened 10 years ago, 1 week ago, 1 day ago, 1 hour ago. If it's not sparking joy, why carry it? Tidying it up, creating inner space, inner clarity. Who can relate to the feeling at times of having stressful thoughts and feeling overwhelmed, feeling like your mind is cluttered? No matter what's happening in the external world, it's our inner home that's inviting our attention to tidy up, just like we would our external home. You know, it's funny how in your house, who has like a junk drawer or a room that's just a mess? My mother is masterful at organizing. And, you know, it's interesting because after she does what she does so beautifully in a room, in a closet, in a drawer, you walk in and you take a breath. Why? There's greater alignment. And that's the intention of tonight's session, is to learn kinder ways in the moment when you feel that, gosh, there's too much stuff going on in here. And how do you know that the clutter of mind, this is what it sounds like. He always does this. She always says this. We overgeneralize. He should have. She should. It's the he should, nevers in that space. It's unfair. It's unjust. Can you feel the clutter of mind? And what happens is we start believing these thoughts. And one stacks upon another, stacks upon another, stacks upon another. And innocently, as human beings, we can all get so busy in our responsibilities, in our things that we believe we have to do. We forget that life includes everything. It includes the beauty. It includes the mess. And it's up to each of us to find and to connect and to begin again. I was talking to my mom and dad today, and my mom had a doctor's appointment. She went to go get her heart tested. And my dad said, you know, we had a miracle. We had a miracle today. And I was so curious what he was going to share. And I said, Dad, I said, what happened? And he said, I'll let your mom tell you. She said, you know, Bonnie Pearl, I got on the elevator and there was the sweetest couple. They were an elderly couple. And she said they were just as cute as a button. They were holding hands. And she said, Bonnie Pearl, she said, they were so loving. My mom asked what their secret was. And the woman said, you know, we just keep choosing love every day. And what I was struck by was that my dad and my mom noticed the miracle. That's not to say that, you know, at times their mind doesn't feel overwhelmed or stuck or a messy mind. I did today, as a matter of fact. I had a moment with what I'm going to share with you, I was doing myself. Why? To tidy it up, to realign, to begin again. And, you know, there's so much focus on the external. This wonderful woman, Marie Kondo, she wrote a book called The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying It Up. And a very dear friend of mine the other day, Mary and I were having a conversation. And I was talking about the notion of inner sanctuary and the notion of the mess of it. And she's like, you know what, Pearl? She said, there's such parallels to this book, Marie Kondo. So we're going to be sharing some of just the parallels of the external world and the internal world. She has a whole notion as she's sorting through a home. She says, if it sparks joy, keep it. If it doesn't, let it go. Thank it, bless it, and let it go. And you know, that, I remember the first time I read that in her book, and I thought, wow, that's so fresh. Like, I go through my closet now in my home and no, hey, doesn't spark joy. Haven't used it, haven't worn it in over a year. Why should we keep it? Just like our inner home. our inner mind. Who can relate to carrying around a story, carrying around a belief? This happened 10 years ago, 1 week ago, 1 day ago, 1 hour ago. If it's not sparking joy, why carry it? The power in the awareness of this is the recognition that we all have the capacity to tidy up our inner mind. And we can all get so busy and distracted. And what's beautiful about this community, what's beautiful about this moment in each and every one of you, is that we've all been guided here to connect to a kinder way. This world, there's the external world, there's the politics of the world, there's wars, there's life, death, children being born, diagnosis, cancer. Life is beautiful, even amongst the mess of it, even amongst the pain of it. The thoughts, the beliefs that cause us the most amount of pain, they're never the fullest truth. It's a moment in time, and mind forgets. It rationalizes, it justifies, and we can all miss the miracle. As I put my own house, physical house right now, in order, I always enjoy just the alignment and the aesthetics, the organization, I suppose, but the space, the spaciousness, what that feels like. Who can relate to that? Like cleaning a room or cleaning the kitchen? Me too. There's almost a parallel. Outer world, our inner world. A place to be. This world and the ups and downs and the loss and the grief and the fear and the anger, whatever's happening, whatever's being offered up. It's beautiful to be able to create an inner sanctuary that no matter what life is offering us, there's a place to be. There's a place to go inside. So I'm excited to share some different tools that I find helpful. And what's beautiful is being able to do this in a moment. And what's beautiful and powerful is to recognize that in a moment, our reality changes. It's in this moment that we connect to the miracle. So let's begin with a simple writing process. Grab a pen and paper and close your eyes for a moment. Not a meditation, just close your eyes and connect to the fact, what is stressing you? And it doesn't have to be big past. It can be something simple. What's stressing you here now? What's being offered up in this moment? What's stressing you here now? What's feeling a little messy? Other names for it: anxiety, frustration, overwhelm. What's so beautiful is in Marie Kondo's book, as she rearranges her home, her physical home, she literally gets on her knees and she says a prayer. So when you're feeling like it's messy, it's overwhelming, it's too much, I can't do it this way anymore, simply close your eyes. And I'll pray. Now, once again, you're praying to God of your understanding. Source, creation, beloved heavenly source, I offer up this moment. I offer up my fears. I offer up my worries. I offer up this feeling of a mess in my mind. May I help me to see this moment, this person, through your eyes. Thank you for guiding me. Thank you for opening my mind and heart here now. Amen. You can open your eyes whenever whenever you like, whenever it feels most natural. The second step to tidying it up is by actually going and tidying it up. I did this last night. I said this exact sentence to my husband. We were talking about something and we weren't fighting, but it would look like fighting probably to anybody, but I know our threshold. We were both talking passionately. And I was direct and I was curt and I was upset. And I walked out of the room and I saw myself, the moment of awareness where I took a breath and I caught my breath and I tuned back in and I said a prayer. Once again, whatever that looks like for you, thank you for helping me to see this through your eyes. I offer up my stresses, my worries. Thank you for filling my mind and heart. Thank you for filling Tone's mind and heart, my husband's. And as I realigned, clearing it out, I walked back in the kitchen and I said, honey, I'm sorry I let so much time go by. I don't want to miss a moment. Life's so precious. And so I'm sorry. I'm sorry I was so harsh and I was trying to get my point across. I wasn't listening to you. And I was making up all sorts of meanings about you that weren't true. I'm sorry for that. So be specific. Now, what that does, it creates, number one, it creates a connectivity. It creates an intimacy. It's unexpected for us as human beings to take responsibility and tidy it up, to tidy it up. Why? Because ego mind, fear mind, thinks he should do it first. He needs to understand me. She needs to understand me. They need to go first. They need to say sorry. It's him. It's her. Our freedom is when we recognize, oh my goodness, it's me. And I recommend, like in the moment we come back to sanity, the moment we catch a clarity, enough. We let it go. If it's not sparking joy, let it the frick go. This is what realigning looks like. Harmonizing, a place to be, a place to go, a sanctuary. We each have the power to harmonize the clutter, the overwhelm. We each have the gift of noticing and remembering and appreciating and connecting to the miracle of life itself. And it happens through in the pain, it happens in the mess of it, it happens in the simplicity and the ordinariness of walking into an elevator and noticing a sweet couple that's standing across from you. There are no mistakes. None of it.